a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's my hope that yours is coming up well and you're ready and steady to face the week. My name is Alela. Time for TV47 at 1. Lots lined up for you. We start off with matters politics, where the National Liberal Party NLP leader Augustus Amoli has launched a sharp attack that is on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of hypocrisy and double standards in Ukambani politics. Speaking at a town hall meeting, Muli criticized Gachagua for endorsing leaders he previously blamed for perpetuating underdevelopment in the region. And according to Muli, this contradiction exposes a lack of sincerity in the united opposition's approach to Ukambani, raising doubts about his commitment to genuine reform. Muli urged residents to reject that he termed a recycled leadership and instead embrace a new political direction ahead of the 2027 elections. He emphasized that Ukambani's future depends on bold reforms and a radical shift in political strategy.
Nakumbuka very clearly 3 years ago. 3 years ago, not very long. When Mheshimiwa Gachagua used to go around Ukambani, alikuwa anasema viongozi wenu ndio wamefanya hivi, waliingia hawakuwasaidia. Simsikia hiyo? Hao viongozi ambao alisema hawatusaidii, sasa ndio anasema they are the best. Kila mtu ambaye amekuwa kwa uongozi in this community for over 15 years, 40 years should go now. True. They must agree. They must admit that they have failed this community. They do not deserve a second chance.
And security agencies from Kenya and Uganda have teamed up with riders as well as lenders to form a joint committee aiming to dismantle organized criminal networks responsible for surging cross-border motorcycle thefts. The collaborative task force will then prioritize intelligence sharing to track stolen bikes, which criminals often disguise by swapping plates as well as chases numbers. Now, during the swarm border meeting, officials revealed that about 200 motorcycles vanished from Uganda, Sebei region alone. To combat this, authorities are now mandating stage registrations and, of course, tracking devices while cracked down on the unlicensed scrap metal trade.
And seeing this cooperation, it's making sense for us because now we'll have easy communication. As I know the committee will also have the WhatsApp, and it will be easy for us to communicate, particularly on theft, because I think this is all about security of our assets.
Ambao wanafanya biashara halali ya scrap, ambapo hatuwezi ambia serikali ibani hizo scraps, but we need to deal with those criminal elements ambao wana deal na scraps za pikipiki zenye zimeibwa.
We'll see how to reduce the few cases that we already have in Swam border and Chepchoina at large.
You know, this story reminds me that if you're an ardent follower of TV47, and this Friday with Betty for that matter, you will remember that Willis, the word master, says it's not Chase's number, it is chassis. I hope you remember that on your next experience or perhaps your next encounter with that word. But that aside, a section of teachers and COPETs in Muranga has threatened to boycott the reopening of schools over challenges in accessing healthcare under the Social Health Authority, SHA. They criticized the Mwalimu Comprehensive Medical Cover for its limitations despite ongoing salary deductions. During protests in Muranga led by their branch officials, the teachers demanded the confirmation of 44,000 junior school JS intern teachers that is into permanent employment, terming the internship arrangement unfair. They also called for full autonomy in junior schools management, citing administrative challenges, and raised concerns over inadequate resources and delayed payments for NEC contracted professionals.
Viongozi ambao wako kule kwa kitaifa, tungependa kumzungumzia Misori. Hakuna mwalimu ambaye ako tayari kurejea shuleni siku ya Jumatatu na Jumanne kabla mambo ya capping na mambo ya SHA kuondolewa. Walimu power. Walimu power.
DSC iwache mambo ya delay tactics, iajiri walimu hawa na pia iwape fidia, icompensate, iwape fidia kwa muda ambao wameweza kutumika kama interns. Jambo la pili ni autonomy. Tumeona vile ambavyo tumesimamiwa na hawa walimu wakuu ambao ni head teachers. Mfumo huu wa junior school, secondary msingi, kumekuwa na changamoto kudorora kwa elimu hii.
We are now coming comprehensively, starting from the invigilators, supervisors, center managers, deputy center managers and examiners. Hao wote walipwe kulingana na kazi walioifanya.
The Surgical Society of Kenya is aggressively pushing for the adoption of modern camera-driven technology in operating rooms to match international standards, as well as curb the rising trend of medical tourism. Now, the 38 of Africa's 50 digital hubs located in Kenya surgeons are now utilizing platforms like Proximi to facilitate global peer-to-peer learning and remote operations. This technology shift addresses the acute shortage of 300 surgeons while enhancing transparency through auditing. Leaders urge increased equipment budgets as well as government investment in training to ensure these less invasive procedures then get to reach all 47 counties.
The Surgical Society has been thinking about how to have surgical data shared in terms of pathology, gaps that are there, equipment that is needed, and that is what we need to raise.
We have been focusing on ensuring that each of the county hospitals have a surgeon that is available there.
We are in 15 counties currently. We have a partnership with the Council of Governors. This is county-driven. It's really fantastic to see that.
It's important that the issues that you're dealing with are demystified in budgets. Whether it's reagents, if it's surgical care, let it have separate budget lines.
Kilifi, one of the counties facing education resource gaps, is seeing progress as over 100 teachers have been equipped with artificial intelligence skills. That is through a targeted training program aimed at transforming classroom learning. Now, this initiative is expected to revolutionize teaching in the region by enabling educators to prepare smarter lessons, personalize learning, and improve students' assessment that is using digital tools. The integration of AI is also set to help bridge learning inequalities and expand access to quality education. Students are expected to be the biggest beneficiaries, with the program targeting 400,000 learners nationwide. Through AI-driven learning, students in Kilifi will gain critical digital skills, enhance problem-solving abilities, and better prepare for a technology-driven job market.
They are expected to train the learners to be able to create small language models, but again using the same content they're learning in class. First of all, to make learning excitement. A third is to be able to compete globally on the other opportunities other learners are experiencing in first world countries.
We've managed to learn a lot. We've learned how we can apply AI in class, which will really help us in handling those class. We've learned about machine learning, we've learned about computer vision, we've learned about things like crayons, which I believe if parents can support us, maybe by providing those kids with mobile phones during while at home, maybe in the evening, maybe it can help them to ease our work as teachers.
For the first time, I've get to understand everything about AI, and it has really boosted my confidence as a teacher, because now I can go to my students, teach them about the AI.
Peasant farmers have expressed disappointment following the postponement of a court ruling that was set for April 24th, 2026, challenging the introduction of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, in the country. Now, the farmers say they had hoped the court would uphold the ban, allowing them to continue relying on indigenous seeds and organic farming methods. During protests, the peasant farmers have argued that the country is not ready for GMOs, citing ongoing struggles to market local produce despite forming cooperatives. They fear an influx of GMO products could overwhelm markets as well as disadvantage small-scale farmers. They are now urging the government to prioritize, that is, agroecology, and support sustainable, locally driven farming systems.
We urge the Kenyan government instead of using or spending millions of money to invest in GMOs, they could support, or they should support our Kenyan farmers, the smallholder farmers, the big farmers, to advance agroecology, organic farming, because it's the safe food that we know how the method it has taken.
Hatungependa tupeleke kwa hiyo mwenendo wa GMO tukijua hizo ni mbegu ambazo zina madhara kwa watu, kwa afya na mili ya watu. Sisi kutoka jadi na enzi zetu zamani tulikuwa na mbegu zetu za kiasili ambazo ndo zimetulea na zimelea mababu zetu. Ni nini hii muhimu sana ambayo inafanya GMO iletwe Kenya na si ati tuna njaa?
Na wana ruhusa na sisi ndio tunalima. Si hao wanalima. Wawezi kutukatia maneno huko kwa vile wamekalia viti ya kupinduka, hatuwatukatie mambo ya GMO huko. Hiyo tunakataa.
GMO imetake over kila kitu. Unapata farmer ako na mahindi, akipeleka soko, hakuna GMO washa supply zote. So inabidi yeye mwenyewe atakula vitu zake. Sasa unaona GMO hapo hivyo kuna venye imekaa sana.
Potato farmers in Nakuru County have urged the Ministry of Agriculture and other stakeholders to collaborate on innovative agricultural technologies that is to boost potato production while reducing pests and disease infestations. Now, in Nakuru, that is during a sensitization seminar organized by the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization that is on misconceptions surrounding biotechnology. Farmers noted that potato light has reduced yields by at least 30%. They called on the government to intervene and support modern science-based solutions.
Kaunti ya Meru na katika mimi kwa ile tunaita discipline ni mtaalamu wa sayansi wa kilimo zaidi kwa upande.
Na challenges zenye tunapata kwa viazi ni ugonjwa kama red blight nini. Hizo magonjwa tunapatana nazo kwa viazi. Tena kitu kingine tunapatana naye challenges zingine ni ile inakuwa seed, certified seed ndio tunataka. Unaweza panda mbegu which is not certified. Sasa unaona hiyo mbegu inakufanyia mazao yako inakuwa imepungua.
Masa iko ugonjwa ambayo tunaita black reg and soft reg ya bacteria with fusarium. Hiyo ugonjwa imeenea sana katika ukulima, hasa katika crop inaitwa shangi. Shangi ndio wakulima wengi huwa napanda katika eneo letu la Moro, lakini imekabwa na ugonjwa, hata production per acre imekuwa kidogo.
Hii mbegu ambayo tumeitoa kupitia hii teknolojia ya biotechnology, hii variety yenye tunaita variety yenye iko na kinga kukabiliana na blight. Mkulima hata hitaji sasa kunyunyizia madawa. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza ambayo itafaidi mkulima.
Na challenges zenye tunapata kwa viazi ni ugonjwa kama red blight nini. Hizo magonjwa tunapatana nazo kwa viazi. Tena kitu kingine tunapatana naye challenges zingine ni ile inakuwa seed, certified seed ndio tuna.
All right, away from agriculture, and a section of Kikuyu women elders has nullified Senator Karen Nyamu's membership in Women Council endorsement, citing cultural violations and lack of proper consultation during the process. The women elders have dismissed the endorsement of nominated Senator Karen Nyamu as Nyakinywa, saying it defied tradition. Nairobi County Women Chairperson Alpha Wawawiru said that she was not consulted and faulted the ceremony for lacking key cultural rights, including traditional brew. Now, National Chair Lady Nyandarua County Wamboi Wawakifoi urged respect for customs and advised leaders against politicizing cultural practices.
Maneno ilitokea ile tukasirisha sana ni kukunywa pombe mbele ya watu. Alafu watu wameenda kusema ni Wakikuyu executive na tuwajui ni nani. Kwa hivyo hata tujui ni nini nyingine walifanya. Tumesikia kuna siasa mingi ya maneno ya pesa. Sisi huwa tusimami na pesa. Sisi huwa tunasimamia ukweli. Pahali huko juu tunataka Kenya yetu iendelee ikiwa na ukweli na haki.
Kwa hivyo tunasema yale yalitendeka kwa Nyamo. Tunasema ni pole sana, haikufanyika kulingana na desturi yetu na tumeikanusha, tukasema haya mambo sio ya Kikuyu Council of Elders, hatujui ni akina nani hawa, na kama ni desturi wetu arudi nyumbani. Tutamkubali, tutamuongeresha na tutamjulisha njia.
President William Ruto is attending a church service at Presbyterian Rubatse, that is Teachers College in Tharaka Nithi County. And of course, he is accompanied by his very own deputy, that is Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and other leaders. Let's cross over and listen in.
Tulikuwa na problem ya masomo ya watoto wetu. We didn't look for somebody to blame. We looked for solutions. We hired more teachers, we built more classrooms, we changed the funding model. Tukawa na shida pale kwa kilimo. Mbolea iko bei juu, wakora na matapeli ni wengi, mabrokers na cartels. We chose not to look for who to blame. We decided we are going to subsidize fertilizer, fukuza wakora, na tupange kilimo. We digitized everything. Today we have a different. Leo mesikia mbunge wenu wanasema hapa kahawa imeamuka. Ile ilikuwa inauzwa 20 shillings, 30 shillings per kilo. Leo ni 100, 120, 130. It is because we looked for the solution, not anybody to blame. And that is, I want to encourage us, especially those of us who are leaders.
All right, you're watching TV47 at 1. From that story, we take a quick short break. We still have lots lined up for you, so make sure that you stay tuned.
At 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Nikikunywa maji.
Oh my God. You left me.
Nitumie ni line. Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? High five?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The
cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero make a beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already.
We won't entertain divas. No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Welcome back. This is TV47 at 1. And to more stories, starting off with politics. The Ford Kenya Youth League has criticized leaders, condemning National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula over the challenges facing Bumula Member of Parliament Wamboka Wanami following his removal from the Public Investments Committee, that is PIC. Led by the party's Bungoma County Youth Chairperson Caleb Buayo, they stated that Speaker Wetangula has no authority to appoint or dismiss a parliamentary committee chairperson, arguing that this responsibility lies with the opposition. Now, they also called on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to take action against Wamboka Wanami if he is found guilty of the corruption allegations against him.
My choice, wait at the 6th, and well, we must
Tunawaambia kwamba Mheshimiwa Jack na watu wake kwamba watengeneze nyumba yao ya Azimio. Wasiuzishe Spika Wetangula kwa sababu yeye hana nafasi, hana uwezo wa kudirect mambo ya minority side.
Nataka kusema kwamba maandamano ambayo ya mtu ambaye amehusikana na mambo ya mlungula inakusaidia nini kama kijana? Na kama kijana ambao umeenda shule, unajua kwamba ufisadi tunaukemea kutoka katika ngazi za chini hadi katika ngazi za juu. Tunaambia EACC ya kwamba kama mbunge anapatikana na makosa, anatakana ashikwe na awekwe ndani, ndiposa tujue kwamba kuna haki inafanyika kwa wale raia wa chini.
Kwa nini vijana wakiamua kuingia kwa mrengo fulani, wewe unawashtumu kwamba hautaki waingie kule? Kenya hii tuko na kitu inaitwa multipartyism. Unaweza ingia kwa party yoyote.
The Kikuyu Council of Elders has launched a mentorship program targeting children raised in single-parent households, aiming to tackle challenges around identity and social integration. This initiative seeks to bridge gaps between parents, children, and even street families by fostering a sense of belonging, acceptance, and inclusion within the community. Now, elders say the sensitization program will not only guide young people through personal and social struggles, but also strengthen family and cultural ties in an evolving society.
And today, this function has been put together by the Kikuyu Council of Elders, and they did it with the sole intention of bringing together all the young people that we could get, plus their mothers and their fathers. And by the even being a Kikuyu function, we even have bishops here, we have reverends here, we have people from the clergy. And the purpose of today is to ask ourselves, how did it become that a child born of a father and mother now has got only the mother's name? Where did the father go to?
Nyingi huwa wanajiidentify na majina ya mama zao. Lakini siku ya leo tumekuja kuambia kwamba waweze kuwa na ile sense of belonging ya kwamba sisi wazee tutaweza kusimama na wao na tutawapatia nguvu ya kuitanishwa na wao.
The ODM Linda Mwananchi outfit has made headway into Kisumu City for their very much anticipated rally. This being their first outing in the late Raila Odinga's political bastion. The reception accorded to the Sifuna-led troop has been rousing and euphoric, reminiscent of Raila Odinga's charged rallies. Currently, the troop is in Nyalenda for a church service. Let's listen in. All right, we'll be giving you details of that later on. Now, residents of Kawangware in Nairobi County teamed up with volunteers from Save Communities organization in a large-scale cleanup exercise aimed at reducing flooding during the rainy season. The initiative focused on cleaning litter, dirt and debris that frequently clog drainage channels and roadside trenches, causing water to overflow into streets and homes whenever it rains. The organizers has explained that the cleanup drive is part of ongoing efforts to improve sanitation and ensure proper water flow through drainage systems. The activity drew dozens of young volunteers and local residents who swept streets, collected waste and unclogged blocked drainage paths. Community members welcomed the effort, noting that blocked drainage or drains have long disrupted movement as well as affected homes and business in the area.
Tumekuja hapa siku ya leo kuungana na vijana wa hapa Kawangware ili tusafishe eneo hili, na kama venye chairman amesema ni kwamba tunaamini kwamba sisi kama vijana tuko na an active role to play towards cleaning the environment, na ya kwamba jukumu hili la kusafisha mazingira si la serikali peke yake bali ni la jamii yote kwa ujumla.
So we are here to care for the environment,
and keep sanitation and maintain the drainage so that the inevitable, like the drought and floods when they come.
We are cleaning Chiefs Road and Gatanga Road. We are going to start from a place called Shell pale chini kwa stage. Then tunamalizia it's like a 1 kilometer road. It's very dirty, and also we are going to unplug the sewage.
And on a somber note, 8 people have died following a tragic road accident that occurred at around 5 p.m. on Saturday along the Mai Mahiu Narok Road at the Nairekia Enkare slope. The victims were traveling in a saloon car that collided head-on with a trailer, killing all occupants.
This wreckage of a Kisii-bound saloon car tells the story of a devastating crash that claimed 8 lives. According to an eyewitness account on phone call, the trailer is suspected to have lost control while descending the Nairekia slope, leading to the fatal collision.
Hiyo trailer hiyo huenda ilipoteza nafikiri brake huko juu. He lost control of the vehicle. Wakati alikuwa na descend ndo akaenda akakutana na ile gari nyingine ilikuwa inapanda head on.
The ill-fated vehicle was reportedly on private hire, traveling from Nairobi to Kisii. Sources indicate that the driver briefly survived the impact but succumbed to injuries moment later.
Driver alikufa immediately after the accident. Wale wenye alikuwa anabeba pia no walikufa on the spot.
The bodies of the victims have been moved to the Narok County Referral Hospital mortuary. The trailer driver survived the crash and is currently receiving treatment at the same facility. Police have since launched investigations into the cause of the accident.
The driver of the truck did not die. Baada kufanyika hivyo nasikia alisaidiwa tu na watu wakaenda hospitali ya Narok na sijapata kuongea naye, isipokuwa tu kuna management wale walipiga simu, walipigia mdosi wangu wakamweleza kuwa driver ako hospitali lakini ako sawa.
The incident once again raises concerns over the roadworthiness of some heavy commercial vehicles, particularly along the Nairobi-Nakuru Highway and southern western transport corridors, which have witnessed a rising number of fatal crashes. For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njero.
Thank you, Willie, for that. Now, the micro, small and medium enterprises MSMEs sector has received a fresh boost following the rollout of the 5th phase of Business Awareness Forum by the Micro and Small Enterprises Authority. The initiative is designed to equip entrepreneurs with critical knowledge on policies, financing opportunities and support services, building on momentum from earlier engagements across the country. The latest forum that is convened more than about 100 entrepreneurs from Uasin Gishu, Kisumu and Nakuru counties, bringing together youth, women and persons with disability operating in the leather and textile value chains.
Majority of the MSMEs probably they struggle with the regulators. It could be KEBS standardization, specifically those who are in manufacturing sector, also supply chain. Okay, and supply chain, even innovation, okay, and that's why even people like Mse are offering things like centers where we have common manufacturing facilities where they can be able to even do their manufacturing for those who are in manufacturing, and the different areas where they can be able to be also incubated at Jua Kali Association.
All right, we get sporty where action continues in the FKF National Super League today with 6 matches scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. across the country. Among the stand-off fixtures, Soy United host Nairobi City Stars, while Gucci Stars face Mombasa United, and Alan Zuki is in Kisii County following up the action. Alan, what is the latest from Kisii County?
Day of pure high-octane action. Today, We are in Kisii, Linda Alela, for the National Super League action. Remember, yesterday we were in Kisumu, and just now we have touched down at the Cardinal Otunga ahead of what is expected to be a highly enticing football action between Mombasa United and host Gloucesters. Now remember, Mombasa United come into this game second in the National Super League standings at 61 points, level with league leaders Migori, who also play Nzoia Sugar later today. So it's about to be one of those action-packed weekends. And also very important to note that yesterday, while we were in Kisumu, the Michael Olunga Foundation Academy secured a 3-2 victory over Mwatache United, taking them to third in the standings. However, the battle on the top is still clear, because Mombasa United have made it clear that they want to chase after the title. They want to write themselves in the history books. They want to clinch the title of the National Super League before going on and gaining promotion into the SportPesa League, which is the top tier of Kenyan football. And if you can look behind me, you can have arrived, and we're expecting a high number of supporters to make their way right here to the Cardinal Otunga grounds, because in as much as many of the supporters have travelled to the Kenyan capital for the match, rather eagerly awaited Mashemeji Derby, we're still expecting a lot of fans from Kisii, because remember, Gloucesters is a fan favourite. So we're also expecting a lot of fans to come here, Linda Alela, and just, cheer behind Gloucesters, because they're also chasing victory in as much as Mombasa United are the clear favourites. Remember, also, Mombasa United have travelled far and beyond to get here to Kisii, so we are waiting to see whether the fatigue will play a big part in today's action. However, Alela, TV47 is here, Radio 47 is here, TV47 Digital is here, because remember, just 4 days ago, we made a record deal with the Football Kenya Federation, pouring a staggering 1.8 million Kenya shillings into the National Super League. So we are going to be on ground, we are going to be supporting from the grassroots level, Linda Alela, and for now, allow me to take you back in studio.
All right, Alan, thank you so much. Alan Zuki right there following up the action for us. Certainly will be giving us more details later on. And we say Asante, even as we get to close at this very point, at 30 minutes past the top of the hour, we are preparing more news for you to be disseminated at 7 and 9 p.m. So make sure that you stick around. We close at TV47 at 1. As of now, my name is Linda Alela. Good afternoon.